Alright guys, I'm going to show you my observations, the details that I grasped watching Roger Gracie doing his famous collar cross stroke from the mount. I'm going to emphasize the pointers that attracted me to explore how this move is done. A lot of people love the move, a lot of people try to replicate the move. I haven't seen a lot of people doing it, but few of my students have won match tournaments using the Roger Gracie choke that I call now the super massive cross choke. So pay attention, he starts from the side control, starts when he mounts, and observe that when you mount, you already have this control of the head here. So the first move that Roger always looks for is the Ezekiel choke, because this arm is already in place. So if there's a chance for go for Ezekiel choke, he will go for Ezekiel choke, okay? He looks for the cross choke, we call it cross choke, if the Ezekiel opportunity is no longer there, okay? So I'm gonna start from this standard position here of the mount, all right? So the first thing that you have to pay attention are the position of your feet, okay? You know that he can trap your foot here to bridge and roll you, so it is recommended that if you have long legs, you should cross your feet because you widen your knees. Okay, so you can then lay your weight on top of this guy here, and with no hands, you have a stable mount. I'm extremely heavy on him, my knees are wide. If you have short legs and you're fighting somebody big, you can move your feet to the hips, okay? And this is a good position because that allows me to neutralize the power of his bridge, okay? If I'm sitting on his belly here, if Adam bridges me, go. He moves my gravity center of my body forward. If I connect my feet to his hips here, and I'm sitting on him when he bridges, go. I don't move much, I'm connected with him, okay? So some people are able to maneuver the collar cross choke from this position here, but you have to have short legs and fighting somebody that has long torso, okay? Which is not the case for me. So from this position here, I'm going to cross my feet, lock my feet under his butt there, and widen my knees. Now I'm already dropping my belly on top of his belly here, okay? Now, one thing to pay attention that is very basic is this. The moment I occupy my hand somewhere that, in this case, I can grab his collars, he can bridge and roll me, and I'll lose the mount, okay? So this is a very basic understanding. So if you can have your hands free, I can post, so I don't lose the mount. But with my hands free, I don't get to choke him. So that's the trade-off that is happening here, okay? So what Roger does is, he concentrates all his weight on top of the opponent's solar plexus bone, which is right here in the middle of your chest, okay? Not in the heart, in the left side here, right in the middle. There's a little bone, it's right there. Okay, so how do you do that? That's a beautiful technique because he concentrates all his weight on the opponent. It makes it extremely difficult for the opponent to breathe and bridge, while at the same time you have your hands free to choke the guy. Okay, which is not easy to do. All right. So the first thing that he does is to put 4 fingers inside the collar, deep down behind his neck here. Okay. Now naturally, when I put this hand here, note that my elbow goes here, kind of on top of Adam's heart on the left side here. The first adjustment that makes the technique special is right now. He would move his elbow from here to the solar plexus bone, right there. Okay. Now he would connect, and that's a part that I don't see a lot of people remembering, paying attention to. He connects his solar plexus, his own, to his own elbow, which is connected to his. So he starts dropping down here, and I'm extremely heavy on Adam, okay? That's what can keep him on the ground here, giving you time to maneuver for the choke so you don't lose the mount position. It's this first aspect of the move, okay? So you put the first hand in, reposition your elbow to the solar plexus, and drop your solar plexus to your elbow. And you go across here, okay? The head can go on the ground for stability. And there are many ways to put his hand here on the thumb behind the collar. I find the best way here is to put my head on the ground for stability, and I bring my elbow to go right here between his neck and his shoulder, okay, on this diagonal pattern here, okay? So I drop, and I put my elbow right there, okay? Note that our bodies are not aligned, okay? In the beginning, my body is aligned with Adam. The nature of me putting my solar plexus on my elbow requires me to lean over to the right. Okay? So all my weight now is shifted a little bit to the right. It's off him. All right? Now here's what's going to happen. By the time that I have my elbow here, and note that another thing to understand is this. When I put my first hand here, the first escape available to Adam is to bridge and roll me that way. Because this hand is here, this hand is on the collar. Okay, so he can grab me and bridge and roll that way, Adam. That way. Okay, go back. So, when I prepare the move, okay, and I'm here, I'm preventing him from rolling that way. Okay, all my weight is here. Now, to make sure his bridge to his left and to my right is 100% neutralized, is if I can turn his face the other way. He can bridge powerfully if his head, his eyes are seeing where he's going. If I move his head to the other way, nobody feels comfortable bridging to the left. Do you, Adam? No. You cannot turn your body that way. Because the head commands the whole body. Where you turn your head, the body follows. So if I turn his head that way, it's extremely uncomfortable and almost impossible for him to bridge and roll that way. How do I do that? I do that with my elbow. Okay? So I put my first hand, elbow on the solar plexus to the elbow, and I lean diagonal here. I have my tripod with my forehead on the ground, and I have my elbow there. Now watch this. Adam is looking at me. I'm going to start pushing his jaw with my elbow and turning him. And then I grab the gi, the shoulder or the collar right next to his neck here. Now I'm going to reposition my forearm that is on his jaw to his neck. That's a very subtle move. Look at my forearm on his jaw. I'm going to move down to his neck. So I caught him here. Now to go for the choke, I'm going to elevate my head off the ground 1 inch, no more than that. And I'm going to realign my body to his body. The moment I start moving my upper body to the left, I get all the pressure on his neck and he taps out instantly. That's the move. Okay? So one more time, David. Very good. Okay? Very good. Okay? Very good.